Vegan donuts. Why vegan? That should be none of your concern. Maybe at some point in future we'll run out of eggs, milk and butter, and this recipe will quietly step in without asking questions. Also, despite being called Doughnuts, there will be no nuts involved. Start by weighting out by cleaning your scales first, obviously, and then weighting 50 grams of boiling hot water directly into the same amount of flour and mix it together. Presumably this is called scalding. We do it to show the flour that life will not be gentle. Don't expect anything pleasant here. What you'll get is an ugly, uneven turd, kneading it just enough to incorporate all the flour. Next, the actual dough. Add water and fresh yeast to the bowl, give them a gentle pre-mix, then add oil, sunflower in my case, another round of mixy mix, then add flour. I'm using two types, 13 and 10%, purely because I don't have 12% one. Start mixing and continue until you get a dough. Simple as that. And don't forget to add your previously made boiled flour turd. The dough looked too loose, so I added a bit more flour. And salt. Obviously salt. A few hours later, the dough looked somewhat ready adjacent. It may look too runny, but don't worry. It just needs some time alone to get itself together. We all do sometimes. Give it a few slap and folds to bring it together a bit. Shove it into a rough ball, and don't worry that it looks ugly. Puberty hit all of us at some point. Put it into a bowl, cover it, and let it rest for half an hour. Meanwhile, let's deal with the fillings. To keep the recipe vegan, we'll use dairy-free fillings. So take about 300 grams of chicken liver, cut it into rough pieces, remove the ugly parts and... Ha, gotcha. I'm just kidding. Actually, we'll be using chicken breast, cut it into pieces and... Gotcha again. This is on you now. For the cherry filling, you'll need cherries. Shocking, I know. I'm using canned cherries in their own juice. Add some sugar, mix, bring it to a simmer, and reduce it slightly to get rid of the cherry blood. At the same time, mix cornstarch with a bit of cherry juice, then add it to the pot. Cook for a few more minutes until it thickens. This is too runny, and this is thick enough. Remove from the heat and let it cool down. The second filling is made from these suspicious looking black seeds. Some say if you eat enough of them, you won't pass a drug test. If you ever get a chance, please verify this and report back. Put the ground poppy seeds into a pot, add enough water to cover them, mix, add sugar, mix again, and cook while stirring constantly. Most of the water should evaporate, leaving you with a consistency that's liquid enough to pipe but not liquid enough to ruin your day. Somewhere around this. Add a pinch of salt, a bit of oil, mix again, then cover with the lid and let it cool completely. By now, half an hour should have passed. Give your dough some gentle folds, not too much, just enough to reassure it that you still care. Shape it into a ball again, it already looks much better. Give it a few taps of approval, put it back into the bowl, a few more taps so it feels secure, cover it and set it for a fermentation for about an hour and a half. Would you look at that? Apparently Christmas didn't just affect my physique. Remove the plastic wrap, optionally punch the dough if you have anger issues, dust it with flour and take it out from the bowl. Working with dough this size will be inconvenient, so cut it into two pieces. Roll one piece out to standard donut height. I don't actually know what that is, so I just eyeball it. Take something vaguely circular, maybe you even have a biscuit cutter. In my case, it's a cup. Dust it with flour and cut out the donuts. The dough in between can be set aside for now. Move the donuts aside to proof, use a scraper if needed, these bastards can get sticky. Repeat the process with the second piece of dough. As for the leftover dough, the solution is simply gather it all together, knead it a bit, slap it a few times of course, roll it out, cut out more donuts, and repeat forever. Congratulations, you've discovered infinite donuts. How do you think factories do it? Exactly. Cover the donuts with a towel and let them rest for about 1 to 1.5 hours. When the time is right, send them into burning hot oil, which is about 180 to 190 degrees. I started with just one donut, partially to test the proofing and partially so it could experience suffering in solitude. Fry for about 2 to 3 minutes per side. This one puffed up nicely, which means we can proceed without regret. Remove it from the oil using something better than a fork and place it on a paper towels to drain. Now, sometimes while frying the rest, some donuts will refuse to stay submerged and keep flipping back over. That's understandable. Just like people, when you put them into hot oil, they resist. That's why you apply a little pressure on top, just like this. Once all the donuts are fried, take each one and make a hole using something hole capable. I'm using a sushi stick, swirl it around a bit as if it enjoys it, take a piping bag with your filling and fill the donut. Whoops, this one probably won't be tolerated by YouTube. After all the donuts are filled, dust them generously with suspicious looking white powder, and by generously I mean generously. Now let's see what we've got inside. Nope, that's disappointing. I was too greedy with the filling. So let's try again. That's better. Maybe even too much. As for the poppy seeds one, I don't have footage of the cross section, but I do have a picture.